I got my first, I think I was a pretty decent service advisor. I mean, I didn't like to get beat. So I got the opportunity to be a service manager at age 21.
Now, is this at a dealer or an independent?
This is at a Ford dealer.
Ford
in
dealer.
a little town called Tilbury, which is outside of Windsor. And
I love Windsor.
that's all right. I was going with it. You see that? So anyway, yeah. I mean, and with that opportunity to be a service manager, comes the money. And instead of looking at it as an opportunity to take my career to the next level or gain experience, I looked at it as financially a huge increase to what I was making.
And how old are you?
21 at this time.
21. So you're making, how much money are you making now at 21?
I was like $80,000 a year.
Oh, wow. That's huge.
A lot of money for a 21-year-old.
In Windsor,
Yeah.
at that age.
So
Are you married at this point?
Oh God, no.
You're
I
just,
was freelancing everywhere.
you're sitting on are you sitting on the ice at the hockey game?
Yeah, and I felt like I was more mature as an advisor than I was as a service manager
Because of the money and the power?
Yeah, because of the money and the power. And when I was an advisor, I still lived at home. But when I got that service manager gig, I'm like, I don't need home anymore. I can get my own place.
Now, did you get your own place or did you have roommates?
No, I got my own place, like an apartment, right? So I guess, with this, more money came more friends, more things to do, more money to go do things.
More opportunities to get in trouble?
100%. It's the party. I mean, the party increased, the groups increased. And I think it really took. I got clouded really quick by the money, and I took for granted the opportunity I was given by my dealer principal because he was a really good dude. Like he took a chance on me, and I let him down in some aspects, right? Because I got clouded in the opportunity to have all this money and party, but I lost focus.
What was the moment that hit you square in the eye?
We had a warranty audit through Ford Motor Company, and that audit really revealed how crappy of a job I was really doing. It ended up being a $30,000 charge back, and I realized then I wasn't a leader. I was a leader with a title. I wasn't leading my people. I didn't manage my people. I didn't manage my department. The technicians were all my buddies. But I still remember like it was yesterday, I sat across from my dealer principal. I had to look him square in the eye and say, what? Sorry isn't going to fix it. Sorry you gave me the opportunity to cost you $30,000 plus the $80,000 you're paying me a year to do this.
Yeah, and probably to some degree when you're young, and like you kind of reference the immaturity, you're not intentionally, when you're young, thinking like, hey, I'm going to mess this up. You're just not, you're not paying attention, and the consequences come, but you're not really intentionally doing that, right?
No.
So what do you say to him?
I'll be honest with you. I think the only two words I did say was, I am sorry, and that was it. And then I remember a Ford rep, he left, and then I went downstairs. Joe stayed in his office with his two daughters because they were in training to be dealer principals too. And I knew right away this was the end. Like the plug had been pulling out of the tub and the water was draining, and I was going down with it. So he come down to my office. He said, I don't think I really have to explain anything, do I? I said, no, I got you, Joe. That was my sobering moment of, now I have to make that phone call to my dad and say.
Was it harder to tell your dad or to face Joe?
I was just going to ask that same question.
Definitely harder to face my dad, because then you got to have that father-son talk.
Was dad already telling you that you were getting too crazy?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, so dad he was already like, hey, you're letting this go to your head.
Yeah, he's not stupid. Like I was driving race cars at the time too, so he would see me on weekends, and that was parties. Everything was just a big party. It was a 7-day-a-week party.
So then what changes? What do you change at that point?
That is the moment you look in the mirror, and I didn't like the person I saw in the mirror. That's what it was. That was
Wow, really?
and I've said this to Chris a couple times. I really had to step back. And at 21 years old, that's not something you do. Your ego was so big at that age. Sometimes it's just like, I don't need to do that. I'm good. But that, for me, I felt like, with everything I learned over the years, and the path that was laid out, I felt like I let myself down first. Then I felt like I let my dad down, my family down, let Joe down. So for me, it was a really sobering moment that, man, I'm already into this 5 years, like I got to really step back, reset, and start liking the person I see in the mirror every day. I got to reset everything, recalibrate what I do to get back on top. Because when I started looking at it, it was like, okay, I was given a service manager opportunity, but I stepped back and look at it. I don't know if I really earned it. I think Joe just really thought, here's a young guy, he can grow and build together with my daughters, because they're a little older than me, but not much. But so I think that moment was, okay, time to refocus, step back as an advisor for a couple more years, re-energize myself, and started really focusing on the next step that I wanted to take.
So at that point, you were demoted?
No, I was fired, obviously. I got fired.
That wasn't actually clear to me.
Sorry, I apologize.
So you got fired.
Yeah, I got fired, yeah. And that's...
So do you work there or do you go somewhere else?
I went to, my parents...
Turns out Joe owns every dealership in town.
So what I did was I left Windsor. No, it's true. I did actually. So basically what I did, I packed up my stuff and I moved back home.
Thanks so much for watching this clip of Service Driving Revolution. We're uploading new stuff every day, so make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out. If you have a question you'd like us to answer on the show, call 8333-ASK-SDR and we'll answer your question on the show. That's 8333-ASK-SDR. For special deals on our books and training, head over to offers.chriscollinsinc.com. Now that's offers.chriscollinsinc.com. I'm Chris Collins, and I'll see you in the next video.